Bart's Biscuit Bonanza. Bart was a 14-year-old boy who had a very peculiar obsession: biscuits. He could eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and never get tired of their flaky, buttery goodness. In fact, his parents often joked that they should just rename their house the Biscuit Emporium because of how many biscuits Bart consumed on a daily basis. One morning, as Bart sat at the kitchen table scarfing down his third biscuit of the day, his mom came in and gently scolded him. "Bart, don't you think it's time to try something else for breakfast? Maybe some fruit or oatmeal?" Bart looked up at his mom, his mouth full of biscuit crumbs. "But Mom, biscuits are the best. They're so warm and flaky and delicious. Why would I want to eat anything else?" His mom sighed. "I know you love them, honey, but you can't just eat biscuits all the time. That's not very healthy. Your body needs a variety of nutrients to grow big and strong." Bart reluctantly put down the biscuit he was about to take another bite of. "I guess you're right, Mom, but I still think biscuits are the greatest food ever invented." For the rest of the day, Bart tried to mix things up a little bit with his meals. He had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch and some chicken and vegetables for dinner. But no matter what, he just couldn't stop thinking about biscuits. The fluffy texture, the buttery flavor, the way they melted in his mouth. It was all he could think about. That night, as Bart lay in bed, he made a decision. "That's it," he said to himself. "From now on, I'm only going to eat biscuits. They're the perfect food, and I'm not going to let anyone stop me from enjoying them." The next morning, Bart woke up excited for his new biscuit-only diet. He bounded downstairs to the kitchen, where his mom was already preparing breakfast. "Good morning, Bart," she said. "I've got some oatmeal and fruit all ready for you." Bart shook his head. "No thanks, Mom. From now on, I'm only eating biscuits." His mom looked at him with a puzzled expression. "Only biscuits? But Bart, that's not a balanced diet. You need a variety of foods to stay healthy." Bart stood his ground. "I don't care, Mom. Biscuits are the best, and I'm going to prove it. Just watch, in a few days, I'll be the healthiest, strongest kid around, all thanks to my biscuit-fueled diet." Reluctantly, his mom agreed to let him try it, but she made him promise to come to her if he started to feel unwell. Bart eagerly agreed and quickly gobbled down 3 biscuits, savoring every bite. As the days passed, Bart stuck to his biscuit-only diet. He had biscuits for breakfast, biscuits for lunch, and biscuits for dinner. His parents watched in amazement as he seemed to thrive on this unusual eating plan. One day, as Bart was walking home from school, he noticed something strange. As he passed by the bakery, he could suddenly smell the biscuits baking inside. But it wasn't just a regular biscuit smell. It was as if the aroma was calling out to him, beckoning him to come inside. Bart couldn't resist. He pushed open the door and stepped into the warm, fragrant bakery. "I'll take a dozen biscuits, please," he said to the surprised shop owner. As Bart carried the biscuits home, he felt a strange, tingling sensation in his mouth. It was as if his taste buds were dancing with joy at the prospect of devouring the freshly baked treats. When Bart got home, he eagerly gobbled down the entire dozen biscuits, one after the other. But something was different this time. Usually, he would feel satisfied after eating so many biscuits. But now, he felt hungry. Hungrier than he had ever felt before. "Mom, I need more biscuits," Bart called out, his voice slightly frantic. His mom poked her head into the kitchen, looking concerned. "More biscuits? Bart, you just ate a dozen. are you feeling all right? Bart nodded vigorously. I'm fine, Mom. I just, I just need more biscuits. Please. Puzzled, his mom agreed and went to the store to buy more. As she left, Bart began to wonder what was happening to him. Why did he suddenly feel this insatiable craving for biscuits? Over the next few days, Bart's biscuit obsession only grew stronger. He would wake up in the middle of the night, craving the buttery, flaky treats. He would skip school to go to the bakery and buy out their entire stock of biscuits. His parents were growing increasingly worried, but Bart wouldn't listen. One morning, as Bart was scarfing down his breakfast biscuits, he noticed something strange happening to his body. His skin was starting to take on a slightly golden hue, and his fingers were becoming thinner and longer. Bart gasped in alarm. Mom, come quick. Something's happening to me. His mom rushed into the kitchen, her eyes widening in shock. Bart, what on earth? Bart held up his hands, which were now almost completely elongated and bony. I don't know what's going on. I think it has something to do with all the biscuits I've been eating. His mom took a deep breath, trying to remain calm. Okay, Bart, we need to get you to the doctor right away. This doesn't seem normal. As Bart and his mom rushed to the hospital, Bart couldn't help but notice the strange sensations he was experiencing. His taste buds seemed to be heightened, and he could practically taste the biscuits in the air around him. The closer they got to the hospital, the stronger the craving became. When they arrived, the doctors ran a series of tests on Bart. After a few hours, they emerged with a surprising diagnosis. It seems that Bart's body has undergone a remarkable transformation due to his exclusive biscuit diet, the head doctor explained. His taste receptors have become hypersensitive, and his body has begun to adapt to the high-calorie, high-fat content of the biscuits. Bart's mom looked concerned. So what does that mean? Is he going to be okay? The doctor nodded. Yes, he should be fine, but we do recommend that Bart start incorporating a more balanced diet. His body has become accustomed to the biscuits, and suddenly cutting them out could be dangerous. We suggest gradually introducing other foods to help his body adjust. Bart listened intently, his mind racing. A more balanced diet? But he didn't want that. He wanted biscuits and nothing else. As the doctor continued to explain the details of Bart's condition, Bart couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. This was his chance to truly embrace his biscuit obsession and become the ultimate biscuit connoisseur. He was going to explore this new, biscuit-fueled world and discover all the delicious possibilities it had to offer. After his visit to the hospital, Bart was determined to dive headfirst into his biscuit-fueled adventure. He knew that he needed to be cautious and listen to the doctor's advice, but he couldn't resist the allure of the buttery, flaky treats. As Bart walked home from the hospital, he noticed that his senses seemed to be heightened. He could smell the biscuits baking in the nearby bakery, and the aroma was so enticing that it made his mouth water. He could also hear the sound of the biscuits being pulled from the oven, the soft crunch as they were sliced open, and the sizzle of the melting butter. Bart's pace quickened as he neared his house, and he practically ran through the door, desperate to get his hands on some biscuits. His mom was waiting for him, a concerned expression on her face. Bart, are you sure you should be eating more biscuits right now? The doctor said you need to start introducing other foods into your diet, she said, her voice gentle but firm. Bart shook his head, his eyes bright with excitement. I know, Mom, but I just can't stop think biscuits. Although with the help of his mother, it was still hard for Bart to have other food.